Hey, so how's it going to all of y'all watching this video on YouTube? Welcome to my second installment of the pre-alpha version of Astroneer. So I do have to give off a quick disclaimer before we begin. My first installment of the pre-alpha version of Astroneer was done on my old PC. So my previous PC, as old and antiquated as it was, it finally kicked the bucket and I got a cool Christmas gift in return. I got a kick-ass Alienware laptop, something that I scarcely dreamed of getting as I was growing up. So one of the games that I wanted to continue with this new Alienware laptop is Astroneer, preferably the pre-alpha build of Astroneer. So despite the fact that I lost everything that I previously done on my previous PC, I then went on ahead afterwards of downloading the pre-alpha version of Astroneer, as I went on ahead and got an early start by building a base without having to waste our time with the tutorial bits or any unnecessary holdups and whatever the case may be on that point of view. So without further delay, let's get into the gameplay. Let's load up our save. Alrighty, so here we are. Here is my base that I built. I definitely made some headway. I got every structure that the game would allow. And now all I need to do as of this point is go on resource hunting and building my... Okay, hold on, what? Okay, my resources are already bugging out. That's a great sign. And I particularly wanted to make this episode strictly about going underground this time. Since I was mainly above the surface, doing whatever and collecting resources. That was during my first installment, by the way. The one thing that really bummed me out about not starting a recording when I first started here, I got so effing lucky when it came to finding wrecks on the surface, finding nifty little resources next to my base, that gave me quite the head start. And that's the reason why that I was able to build all of this in a quick and easy fashion, because I lucked out with having plenty of resources, plenty of wrecks, plenty of supply crates that were all neatly jammed into this one area where I could quickly just go to them and collect my resources and other goodies so I can begin building a beautiful base over here. So first things first, let's go on ahead and build some tethers. We're going to need these to scavenge the underground caverns and caves and other whatchamadoohickeys. Okay, so what do we say we get to digging, shall we? We're gonna dig a hole. So let's slow and steadily build us a tunnel. Let's place our first tether. Alright, tether is placed. Let's go on ahead and dig some more. Yep, in case you're unaware, we're going to be doing a lot of digging in this episode, just so we're crystal clear on that front. Also, for the sake of creating a conversation, I will have to make another apology if the audio sounds all quirky, fuzzy, and just choppy in general. I don't know if my old antiquated headset has either kicked the bucket or this new Alienware laptop that I have is just incompatible with the headset in general, so I'm either going to have to buy a whole different headset entirely or an adapter where the computer can register and recognize the headset in general. So like I said, please just do bear with me for a while with the audio. I'm trying my best to make sure it's not too fuzzy or too choppy or just whatever the case may be. Just making sure it's easy on the ears and, you know, the whole game audio in of itself is not drowning out my commentary or my narration is drowning out the gameplay audio as a whole. Because I'm having to rely on the system mic that's built into the computer in order to capture my commentary, as well as capturing the game audio too. Okay, so how freaking far is the caves and caverns from this perspective? I mean, seriously, I've been digging for a while. You'd think I'd be hitting something by now. So I just assume we're in it for the long haul on this one, I suppose. I mean, if I don't start seeing something soon, then I'm just going to dig amongst around me until I start seeing some caves and caverns of some sorts. Because we're digging unusually far down and we haven't came across our first cavern or cave yet, so... Okay, so let me just stray a little bit away here so we can... Uh-oh, we're out of power. Oh yeah, did I mention that this build in particular actually drains your power as you're digging? My first installment, apparently the build that I downloaded and modified the game files with didn't have that aspect in it, so now I gotta deal with that as, you know, a thing. Dude, I think I've been digging for around 5 freaking minutes, and I have not seen anything yet. Oh my goodness. You know what, I'm just gonna start digging to the freaking side of me. So, apparently, we have not came across our first cave or cavern yet, so I gotta make more tethers because I've wasted them all on just digging all the way far down into this depth alone. No, I mean, you look at this and you would really think I would have hit something by now. I mean, I'm digging an absurdly long tunnel. So yeah, now I gotta go on some resource hunting so I can find some compound to make some more tethers. We have 3, count 'em, 3 tethers. Alright, perfect-amungo. Alright, you heard of Subway Surfers? Well, we're playing Astro Surfers. Look at me surfing the terrain like a champ. Oh, oh goodness gracious. Well, thankfully, I know where my resources are at, so I can go on ahead and go and grab them. Okay, stop it. You're getting yourself hurt, dude. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna dig a little bit more downwards, seeing where that gets us. Alright, well, something surely tells me that the sun is out during this time, because we are receiving a massive amount of sunlight, so my solar panels are distributing a wider range of power to my backpack. You know, this game is taking my sentiment quite literally, that we're going to make this episode literally about nothing but digging, because this is all we're literally doing. I didn't mean to take it too freaking literally now. I mean, I actually want to get some resources that are underground. That's where most of the juicier stuff is. To make my spaceship, to make my rover, to make other fancy schmancy doodads. Dude, at some point we have to hit something. You know, you would think so. Dude, at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the core of the planet. Even if that's still a gimmick in these old versions. We're gonna dig dig. We're gonna mine our whole way through. Dig. That's all we're gonna do. Dude, I swear, it just makes me think that I'm just passing the caves and caverns at this point. Literally. When am I gonna hit something? I mean, hit the core at least. I mean, I don't... How far am I digging? This is getting redonkulous. I'm wasting all my shit just for this crap. If anything, I'm gonna hold the world record of building the world's longest tunnel underground. If Astroneer even has a statistic for that, I'm sure I would win that. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get out with how steep the freaking tunnel is starting to get, because I'm trying to dig underground, and I can't seem to find the caves anymore. Okay, what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna start digging to the side of me, seeing if I hit something from over here. I mean, at this point, I can't really rely on digging straight down at this point, because, like, I'm not getting anywhere. No, really, I've been digging for literally 10 minutes. I haven't hit no cave nor cavern of any kind. I have no idea if this will even work either. Would I be as so bold to assume that this build has absolutely no caves or caverns at all? I mean, I'm starting to really think that at this point. Do you just have to get mad lucky to find all the resources you need on the surface alone? Because if that's the case, I really should have just gone with that. I think I would have been more lucky just by doing that. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what? I'm done. Nope. I have no understanding of, like, how far are the caves and caverns in this build? Look, I've been digging for 10 straight minutes, and I didn't come across anything, so I'm not gonna waste any more of my time just messing around with these freaking tunnels. Put the backpack away. Alright, so, there were a couple of instances where I had to improvise by building a small little staircase to eventually get my way back up into this particular area where now all I gotta do is just waltz my way back up. Dude, this tunnel is super long. It's comedically long for a freaking tunnel. Oh shit, is there a storm over me? Oh yeah, there was. Okay, actually, if that's the case, let me just get in here. Oh, there it goes, over there. I missed the whole storm experience because I was down there. I literally reached the tail end of it when I got out. This is the second fucking time this game has screwed me over on experiencing the environmental hazard. Because in the first one, the storm waited till the tail end of the video to even appear, and even then it wasn't even close to me. Now, this one, in the second installment, waits until I'm down deep in the depths of hell, and then I have to waste 10 minutes of my friggin' time getting that done and all the way back up, then this one decides to appear where I couldn't experience it. Well, goody gumdrops, there is a compound deposit. So now I can make some more tethers, and I'm just gonna venture off on the land and explore the land. And hopefully I can find my resources to build my mega structures. Let's begin our venture, shall we, my peeps? Yep, I'm gonna have to manually place the tethers because they're not gonna place themselves autonomously. Oh shit, I see a wreck up ahead. Good thing I chose this path to undertake. Oh hey, and would you look at that, there is an underground cavern over there. Why didn't I bother going down here? I have no fucking idea, because that would have saved me a whole bunch of time. You know what, I'm getting fucking angry. No, because, like, really, all of that was a freaking waste. For literally nothing. And there is a resource collectible. So let me go on ahead and grab this. I will go and run it by my research center. And then we can collect our upgrade. Oh, and by the way, just in case if people are unaware, in the pre-alpha version, you don't get research points by researching these little items. What happens in these particular builds is when you run these resources through a research station, you get a random upgrade unlocked. So let's go on ahead and put that bad boy in the research center. And let's get us an upgrade. What we gonna get? Researched truck. Awesome, we get ourselves a truck. Oh hey, there's some resin. I'm gonna go on ahead and get that. So let's see what kind of goodies we have going on up in here. I see a rover seat already. And I see some titanium. Oh no, that's lithium, never mind. Aluminum. Some more aluminum. You know, since I got enough aluminum, I'm gonna go on ahead and build my shuttle landing legs. Because if I recall correctly, it takes aluminum for the landing legs, right? Oh, it's just compound, okay. Well, I thought this whole fucking time it took aluminum. Well, I mean, the truck does. I mean, since we got the truck, and there is a rover seat, it makes it more of a convenient item to get, but I need 2 more aluminums to build the whole structure of the truck. but the game did save me some time on a rover seat because I can go on ahead and collect one that's already in the wreckage. Let me go on ahead and collect this compound. And we got the rover seat. And I think that's pretty much it for the wreckage over here. So what's that spiky shit over there? Is that like a resource that I can smelt? Or is it just a plant? Alright, so we got the rover seat. I'm gonna go on ahead and see what that whatchamadoohickey even is. That looks to be a material I can smelt. It does look like that. It does. No, it actually is a plant. Yep, it's a plant. Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not, but my computer fans are going crazy on this Alienware laptop. Which is great because it's blowing a lot of hot air all over me. And considering where I'm living at, we're experiencing a nasty cold snap. This feels actually kind of comforting right now. Okay, so I don't know why this all of a sudden slipped my mind, because there is an open entrance to a cave, and I must utilize that if I want to find the effing resources. My brain is not functioning to its fullest potential for whatever reason today. Alright, so let's go on a venture, shall we? A venture underground. There it is. So there is an underground in this version. I just had to luckily stumble across an entrance to the caves. And I see some material over there. Judging by its color, it's probably some copper material. Well, it couldn't hurt to have that. Actually, there's 2 resource items. What might you be? Malachite. That is copper material. Ew, get away, you gassy little shit. What, can I not get rid of these? Are they just gonna gas me out the whole freaking time that I'm trying to get my stuff? I got some malachite. I don't want that. I want this. I got some hydrazine. That'll come in handy. When I build a rocket, that is. Okay, I got no tethers. Okay. Well, I don't necessarily need them. So no, this is aluminum material, right? Laterite, that is aluminum material. And I'm just gonna sacrifice the resin to get some more aluminum material. Because I need that if I want to build the rover body. Hopefully we'll have enough here. Yeah, it said it needed 4, so I got 2 in my backpack. As I already found 2 when I was exploring during my head start that I had before I even begun this recording. So now that I've found what I wanted, we can take this fancy smancy resource and get an upgrade off of you. And this is a perfect opportunity to fire up the smelter, and pretty soon at this rate we'll be able to venture off planet and go to either one of the other planets or go to the neighboring satellite, which is the moon. Okay, so we did get filters off of that particular resource, so that's a nifty little resource upgrade. Okay, where is my smelter at? There it is, over here. Let's cook us up some resources, shall we? Whoa, that smelter was quick on the draw, wasn't it? Aluminum. Aluminum. Alright, now that we've gotten 2 more aluminums, we can build the body of the rover. Alright, let's do this. Alright, now that we have a rover made, we can now hook up our seat. Oh, and what do you know, we can build another one if we want, but one's fine, seemingly since I have no friends to hang around with in the game. I'll just settle for venturing alone. I am a one-man army. Oh shit, there's a storm. Okay, it was actually going over there. Okay, so it's not heading for here. Well, on the plus side, that's great. But on the downside, I would like to actually experience the environmental hazards, seeing what I got to experiment with when dealing with it. But I'm pretty sure it's just if you're standing outside during it, there's a 100% chance of dying, so that's all experimentation needed. Okay, now that we've gotten the rover built, let's test her out. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. This definitely will get you around lickety-split. Yep, just taking the rover on a little test run. So is this how it gets its energy, or... I mean, it seems to be connected to something. Okay, there we go. You know, they really gotta make these iPhone chargers and just chargers in general, you know, as bulky as these are, because phone chargers and just modern electronic chargers are just so weak and flimsy. Dude, they break really easily. So, we do need some compound to build the shuttle landing legs, which I can't believe it's that simple to build those. I thought it would be more complicated than that. No, it's pretty simplistic. And really, I do apologize in advance for making y'all waste your time during the first part, like during the first portion of this episode. I wasn't expecting to have a mass majority of the time being wasted on digging so down far deep into the underground where we couldn't really find anything. I wasn't expecting that. I thought at least I would hit something at some point, but that turned out to not be the case. Alrighty, I gotten 4 compound, and we are ready to make the shuttle landing legs. And hopefully by the end of this second chapter we can get a space shuttle all ready to go. Like I said, I did get a little leeway on some things, so it did help out a lot in terms of, you know, time being spared in that context. And the reason why that I kept the hydrazine in handy is because this one little area in the middle of the landing legs is the fuel tank. So now that we've gotten our 4 pieces of compound, we can build the lower half of the shuttle. Bingo, bango, bongo. Alright, so we have a little bit of fuel for it. Cool. 1 seat. Takes 2 compounds. Cool. I gotta go find more. That looks to be something of a material we can salvage. Oh no, wait, that's hydrazine. Oh, that is perfect. That's perfect, dude. I didn't know you could mine this stuff. I actually didn't know in this particular build you can mine for hydrazine. I mean, that literally makes fuel production a lot easier. I don't know why they made it so complicated in the initial release. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining whatsoever. That's some easy peasy lemon squeezy type of stuff right there, dude. And if we're lucky, we can get a nice full tank of fuel, and then we will all be ready to head up into space. Yep, I'm gonna collect as much hydrazine as I can. Alright, that's about all I can get. And there be some more compound over yonder. Let's go on ahead and collect this, please. Alrighty, so we appear to have enough compound. So let's go on ahead and make our way back to base and build us the upper half of the space shuttle. Alright, let's build us a one-seat. So the upper half of the space shuttle is about half completed. I mean, I can always build another half to compensate for the half that's missing, but then again, I got no friends to journey along with me, so it would be kind of pointless, and it would leave an extra space if I have to drag back some resources. Alrighty then, so after doing a quick save, we've managed to get us a nice good old rocket a-going. Actually, we can make our way up into space if we feel like it. So we can go on ahead and give this rocket a good old test drive, shall we? Alright, let's light this candle in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. So let's get a gander at our home world. Alrighty then. Yep, that be our home world over yonder. So I reckon this is where we get a good old gander at our solar system menu. Here we have the moon. Well, it's just called barren. This one's called terrain. So apparently, since we have the small shuttle, we can't venture anywhere else other than our home world and our natural satellite, the moon. Well, that's a turn of events, because in the initial game, like, no matter your rocket size, as long as you have the fuel, you can traverse the universe. And they say rhyming is hard. Oh, actually, like, one of the planets is coming into view. I think that was Atrox. Well, let's go on ahead and get a gander at that world. Let's land over there. Hopefully we'll have enough fuel to make it back home. Oh, I hope so. I don't want to be lost in space. I just want to see another area other than our home world. What in the world is that fucking thing? That's a freaky hazard. I mean, that's definitely different than what I would have seen in the initial release of the game. So is there anything I can go exploring with? I think that's... like, is that a material I can collect, or... oh shit, I can collect it. What might it be? Well, it's good to know that my rocket comes pre-packaged with not only an oxygen supply, but a power supply, so I gotta steadily wait for my power to go up. And then we can collect whatever this resource is. I'm sure it'll tell me once we finish. Coal. Well, that's different. I mean, I never heard of a coal resource in the initial game, so that one's new. Well, at least I got one sample of it. I think I can collect more than one sample, so let's go on ahead and collect it. It should come in handy later, I'm sure. By any off chance, is there like a researchable resource that's around these parts, or is there something in there? I see something. Oh, yep, there is one. Well, I'll go on ahead and take that back with me. How come I can't dig further on through here? There's something blocking these two freaking things. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Something's blocking my way, and I probably need a terrain tool upgrade to help me dig through whatever's blockading that area so I can collect me some more coal. What's that? Organic? Well, I mean, it actually looks a tad bit different compared to the other organic material that we collect on the terrain planet. Well, different planet, different goodies. I think we've explored enough of this area, and I don't want to stray too far away from my spaceship, because it's my only source of oxygen supply and power that I need. Oh shit, there was more over here this whole freaking time. Okay. Oh, never mind, okay. Well, apparently... Oh, I don't understand why it was refusing to dig at that one particular area. And all I needed to do was just dig more over here, and then I could access the... I don't get it, the game's cherry-picking a bunch of stuff now. Yep, I already know what one of the hazards are. It's one of these gaping... whatever it is. I can't really tell what it is. And I don't want to test drive it. Oh shit, there's a storm over yonder. Is it coming this way? Or... No, it's going further to the left. Well, thankfully it's not coming over here, because that would be a predicament. Well, let's go on ahead and get out of here. I think we can make it home. I at least hope so. Yep, so the gimmick around this one is I can only head to planets that are in this radius of my launch window. Because if the planet that I'm choosing in particular that I want to head to is out of this radius, then I can't launch to it. It's just like how with this one. This one's exiting out of the launch radius, so I can no longer click on that one. So now I gotta painstakingly wait for this one to orbit its way into the launch radius, and then I can launch to it. And just like how this one is now entering the launch radius. Exotic. That's exotic. And this one's coming back in. Perfect. Let's head back to it. Alright, we've made it safely back to home. Let's go on ahead and get to our landing zone. And I did another rhyme. Yep, I'm on Dr. Seuss level rhyming for you. Alright, well that worked swimmingly well. So let's go on ahead and plop you in the research area. And let's get a gander on what's inside. So we got a nifty storage upgrade. Well, I'll count that as a plus for what it is. Let me go on ahead and save myself. Anything I can cook up in my backpack? Yep, I can make some more tethers. Yep, I think I can go for some storage right about now. So let me go on ahead and place these down here while I have a chance. Because thankfully, if no storms are blowing by, then I don't gotta worry about my precious resources blowing with the wind. So here we have our handy-dandy printer. Our storage. So we need some compound. Okay. I'm sure we'll have no problem finding some compound. We should be able to. And what do you know? We found some compound. We found a whole lot of it. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to hunt for some resin. Because I'll need some to build some extra slots to put my storage units on. Here's some resin. Conveniently located neighboring my base. And would you look at there be some more resin over yonder. And it is a rich, untouched deposit. ripe for the plucking. Alright, we got some resin. Alrighty then, now that we got our goodies, we're gonna head our way back home and build our stuff. Okay, so for starters, if I want to make this one of my slots for my storage center, let's expand that. So that's now open. And we can make a storage center. Oop. So now we can go on ahead and build us a storage unit. And plop that sucker down over there. And I think the construction gimmick for this one is quite unique compared to its initial release, because with this one, you have to expand these little lines and craft your, either craft your little structures or craft little areas to plop batteries, solar panels, and all the other fancy doodads. But now that we got that stuff a-rolling, alright, our first storage unit is complete. Let's go on ahead and expand our base and make another one. Do I have any compound left over, or... No, I don't. Alright, so we're gonna venture onwards this way. And maybe we'll come across some fancy doodads. Now that we got some compound... Alright, so we began our construction. It has finished. Alright, perfect-amungo. I'm gonna go on ahead and put these in storage. Let's make some more tethers. And let's expand onwards into this area. So what I'm hoping for to run into is either another wreck of some sort or another hydrazine deposit. Okay, so I'm out of tethers. Hopefully I will come across something worth of value. Just like this discarded solar panel. Which no doubtably, if I ever reach some power cables over here, I could probably salvage some power off of it. If that's the similar gimmick of how that works in the initial release. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Wait. If there is a trick I remember... Maybe when I die while holding this, it'll spawn... Yes! It does work like that. Cool. Except you don't drop via a drop pod, but you do exit out of the one that's already here, or your last save point. But, I mean, the glitch works nonetheless, so I mean, I'm happy I don't gotta traverse that whole area for this again. That is excellent. I'll take that for what it is. Fuel condenser. Okay, so there is an actual method to make fuel manually instead of finding it via a resource. Alright. So what, is it like the atmospheric condenser, but the method is a bit different in this version? It just condenses fuel instead of like a gas? Well, I mean, that would help. I mean, gas essentially is what helps things go, so I mean, to an extent, I mean, that would make sense. Okay, so there is a wreck over the horizon, so I can just make my way over there, and then see what goodies lie within the hidden wreck. Well, I mean, the wreck really ain't well hidden. I mean, it's protruding from the surface, so it's quite the easy find. But hey, it'll still have goodies nonetheless, right? Cool, there's a researchable resource over here. That's perfect. Let's see what we got in here. What goodies lie within it? We have another rover seat. We don't need another one. But we do have another lithium. aluminum. We have a copper and a compound. Alright, perfect. Alright, let's go on ahead and dig you up. So now that we got you dug up, let's rush you on over back to home base. Yep, apparently I felt rather daring today to rush to my base without following my tether line. Because nothing like a little anxiety to get your adrenaline pumping. Some artificial anxiety, I might want to put it like that. Alright, let's research you up. Let's see what we got. Wait, what happened? Oh, titanium. We got some titanium, baby. Coolio. So let's go on ahead and stuff these things in our storage. Save them for later. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could go down there and recycle all of them useless tethers that are just snaking their way down there and use them for extra tethers that I don't have to scavenge for more compound for, but I'll save that for some other time, just not right now. I'm still trying to locate some more hydrazine deposits if I can find some, unless that is a rare resource that you can find on land. Something tells me that it's more than likely a rare resource that you can only come across on land, but you either have to have the field condenser, or you can find them underground if that's the case too. So when we get back to base, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some more tethers, and then I'm going to go underground this time. Oh shit, there is a storm coming. It's a twister. It's a twister. Okay, get in. Alright, now we can experience the environmental hazard. Let's see what Mother Nature brings. Yep, it is coming right for us. Essentially coming right over us. Never mind, it looks like it's gently glazing the side of us. Alright, well that was a short experience. There'll be some compound over here, so let me go on ahead and collect it. So we can go on ahead and make our tethers. So I do recall right that this is where the cave entrance is, so I might want to head over into it and gain access to the underground. So we did traverse that area. So let's go down here. Maybe there is some unexplored areas. Well, no doubtably for sure, because we'd never even explored this part. Well, hello darkness, my old friend, aka the dreaded dagger roots. Man, I hated those freaking things. You know, really, like, those things brought me so much pain. Because, like, they are not only just everywhere, but they can easily kill you if you're just not careful at all. So I see a resource over there, and it looks like to be some more hydrazine. Well, that's perfect. Let's go on ahead and collect some, shall we? Yep, it's hydrazine. That is perfect to fuel up the rocket. I mean, after all, this planet provides us the resources, so I'm just doing my duty to gently rip it out of the ground. And by gently, I mean just doing damage to the environment of the world. So I think I did get as much as I... No. Yep, there's some more. Alright, perfect to mungo. And let's collect some laterite. Yep, collecting a couple bits of aluminum material ain't gonna hurt. So let's go on ahead and expand our tether line before we start venturing further deep into the caves. Ooh, there is more hydrazine. And there be more malachite. And there's some more hydrazine. So my assumption was right. It is a resource that can be commonly found underground, it seems. Because you saw how rare it was up above. I only found one deposit, and barely could find anything else. I think I can sacrifice that. I really don't care too much about all that. I want to make room for more hydrazine. Boy, I'll tell you what, these caves and caverns give off a wider range of colors. It looks like a freaking nightclub up in this freaking thing. Alright, after that little venture underground, we managed to find some nifty, shifty resources. And I think I'll splurge a little bit for y'all, because I like y'all a lot, and we'll venture off to another planet. So let's go on ahead and fuel this bad boy up. Alrighty then. I think we have enough to make one safe trip. Let's go to the smelter. Let's make us some resources. Actually, let's get this out of the way. There we go. Alright, that's a lot better. There, that is perfect. Alright, smelt that shit. That is super cool of how fast that can go. Alright, just gave myself a quick save. Let's get ready to head off into outer space. No need for a countdown. Let's head off. I love how my helmet is just conveniently going through this little cockpit hole. Alright, let's see, where do I want to head off to? Let's go to exotic, since that's conveniently close into my radius range. Whoa, we went right through the moon. Alright, we have made it to our destination of exotic. Let's initiate the landing sequence. Yep, conveniently landed in a crater. So is there anything worthwhile to check out while we're here? Well, there's a resource on top of this hill. That's some laterite, some aluminum material. I can get some of that if I please. Just to be on the safe side, I'll gather up 3. I mean, I have the space for it. Well, thankfully the rocket still has its beacon, aside from everything else. But I can always climb atop the hills and the mountains to get a nice gander at the land. And acquiring any location of beacons, so I know where to go. Let's see if there's anything over here. There's only so much I can do considering I don't have any tethers. So I only have a limited amount of range I can explore. So doing some surface level thinking and surface level surveying, I really couldn't muster up any resources at the moment. But I did leave my mark on 2 planets so far, so that's a stretch. So I did manage to make up 3 units of laterite, and I'm just gonna head back home at this point. There doesn't seem to be much of anything. I'm trying to at least find a resource I can take back. Oh, I think there's probably one. Yep, there is one underneath this plant. That'll suffice. Alright, give me. Alright, let's head back home. We should have enough fuel to make the trip Oh, in perfect timing, there was a storm brewing. Okay, and what might this be over here exactly? Did my base teleport just somewhere out in space all of a sudden? It's probably a glitch. It's nothing too serious to worry about. Just an average little glitch. All games have them. So yeah, I gotta painstakingly wait once again until the terrain planet makes its way into the radius range where I can fire my rocket to it. And I know someone's probably screaming at me to jump from planet to planet to get a closer range to this one, but I don't have much fuel to waste away, so I'll I'll just keep my patience. I'm a patient boy, I can wait for that. I'll try to trim out the awkward pauses as much as I can, since I don't have any conversation starters to keep y'all entertained during this long, lengthy process. So there lies the Tundra planet. We're gonna get a gander at the inner workings of the Tundra planet. Yep, it's hollow and empty, just like my soul. I'll tell you what, this is such a slow process, having to wait until a planet gets within your range. The terrain planet is coming in within range. Alright, we're heading back home. I mean, essentially, this is how space travel works. If you want to get to your destination quicker and safer, you have to wait till the planet gets to its closest opposition from its other planet. So I think that's a level of logic they put into it. And we have successfully touched down. So let's plop this bad boy in the research area. Let's start her up. Cool, we got some titanium. That's perfect. So let's mosey on over to the smelter and let's make us up some smelted materials. Whoever smelt it, dealt it. Yep, that was a stinker when I stole it, but I said it anyway. By any off chance, is there anything else I can make within this? There's a one-seat storage. Is that it? Yep, all there is, and that is one seat and storage. Anything else I can make in here? Oh, I can make a wind turbine if I felt like it. Yeah, why not? Like, that'll give me something to build. Alright, we got us a wind turbine. So I can go on ahead and do some expansion. Yeah, I do realize this ain't a proper placement to start doing this whole line adjustment over here, and this kind of went over my hole, but, I mean, it still left me a little room to go inside so I can collect my tether lines. So, it'll work out. So we craft us a nice wind turbine for extra juice. Alright, well, I think we've done enough for this episode of Astroneer. So let's give us a quick save. Let's head on over to the main menu. So yeah, that has been my second installment of Astroneer, and if you would like to see a third chapter of this game of Astroneer, the pre-alpha edition, please smash that like button, it'll really mean a lot, and smash that subscribe button and leave a comment down below for your guy to let me know you're still in it with the algorithm. Peace out and see ya.